Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Safira Aulia Libertine and my number student is 410-141-9002. In this video, I will explain you about my task of Mathematics, Economy and Business about analysis break-even point of PT Admira of the Sea. In this video, I will explain you some materials. The first is definition of break-even point. The second is benefit of break-even point. The third is concept of break-even analysis. Then we talk about determination break-even rate. And the last is we talk about the analysis break-even point. Okay, let's start this material with definition of break-even point. BEP or break-even point is the point where income is equal to the issued capital. There is no loss or gain. The total profit and loss is at the position of zero. Break-even point, which means that at this point the company does not experience a loss or profit. This can occur if the company in its operation uses fixed costs and sales volume is only sufficient to cover fixed costs and variable costs. Next is we talk about the benefit of break-even analysis. Break-even analysis is the basis of all break-even methods. The break-even analysis function is to determine the sales volume that will result in profit or loss. There are some benefits that form the basis of break-even analysis, such as provides information on how much investment is needed in order to offset the initial outlay, provide margin as a limiting measure so as not to experience losses. It is widely used both in the analysis of buying and selling share and analyzing the budget of various projects carried out by the company. Know the numbers of sales that must be achieved to make a profit. Then know how many sales to reduce to avoid, and etc. Okay. The next is we talk about a concept of using break-even analysis. There are 5 concepts. The first is about fixed cost or total cost remain within a certain relevant range. The second is variable cost or kind of cost that change in the direction of delivery with change in the level of corporate activity. The third is semi-variable cost or kind of changeable cost as well, but the change is not proportional to the level of company activity. Then income or revenue or the amount of income received by the seller of goods. And the last is profit or residual income after deducting fixed costs and variable costs. The next is determination of break-even on a unit basis, and we can call it by BE in unit, and contains the meaning as a minimum sales to be achieved in order to the company not to lose, or may be expressed as BE in unit is equal to fixed cost over price of selling minus variable cost. The second is determination of break-even on the basis of sales in rupiah. This is the comparison between variable cost and semi-variable cost, or we call it by the variable cost ratio. BE in rupiah can be expressed as fixed cost over 1 minus in the bracket variable cost over semi-variable cost. Okay, the next is we will analyze the break-even point of the PT Admira of the Sea. There are data production plan of the PT Admira of the Sea. You can see it in the PPT. First is about fixed cost. Amount is IDR 114 million rupiah, which consists of employee and owner salary cost, Kijangkar depreciation fee, health insurance fee, office building rental fee, and factory rental fee. The value of each element you can see in the PPT. And the next is variable cost per unit is IGR 75,000, which consists of raw material costs, direct labor costs, and other costs. The third is selling price per unit. It is IGR 95,000 rupiah, then fully production capacity of 15 units. Okay, from the data of the PT Admira of the Sea, we can count the break-even point or BEP using three methods. The first is using equation method, the second is contribution units method, and the last is using graph method. Okay, this is the first method or equation method. We use the formula of fixed cost over 1 minus variable cost over semi-variable cost. Then we input the value or the data of the PT Admira of the Sea, then we get BEP in rupiah is equals to 114 million rupiah over 1 minus in the bracket 75,000 times 15,000 over 95,000 times 15,000. Then we simplify until we get the BEP in rupiah of PT Admira of the Sea is equals to 665 million rupiah. Then the break-even point in a units we calculated by using the formula fixed cost over price in selling minus variable cost. Then we input the data, so we get the BEP in unit is equals to 14 million rupiah over 95,000 rupiah minus 75,000 rupiah. Therefore, we get the BEP of PT Admira of the Sea is about 7,000 units. Okay, we go to the next method. This is the contribution unit methods. The break-even point or BEP in rupiah can be calculated as follows. Sorry, there are typos in PPT. We use the formula fixed cost over in the bracket marginal cost over price in selling. Then we input the data, so we get the BEP in rupiah is equals to 114 million rupiah over in the bracket 20,000 rupiah over 95,000 rupiah. Then we calculate it and simplify, so we get the break-even point of PT Admira of the Sea is IDR 665 million rupiah. And the next is break-even point in units. We calculate as before by using formula fixed cost over price on selling minus variable cost, and we input the value, so we get the break-even point of PT Admira of the Sea is about 2,000 units. Okay, and we go to the last method is this graph method. From the data, in this case we have some data as follows. The first we have fixed cost is IDR 114 million rupiah. Variable cost per unit is IDR 75,000. Selling price per unit is IDR 95,000, and fully capacity is about 15,000 units. Then we draw a graph that represents the data, so we get the point that represent or that show us the point of BEP. And from the point we can conclude that the BEP in rupiah of PT Admira of the Sea is about 665 million rupiah, and the BEP in units we get the 7,000 units. Okay guys, I think all of my presentation. Sorry if I have mistake, and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.